What is Shringaras?
¿Qué es Shringaras?
C.
Shringaras es el reto de todos los otros. Representa todas las formas del amor y de la belleza que encontramos en la vida cotidiana, como la devoción a Dios, la amistad, el discipulado, etc.
In other words, Shringaras is the king of all the others. It represents all forms of love and beauty that we come across in our daily lives, like devotion to God, friendship, discipleship, etc.
Exacto. Pero ¿qué es Shantras?
What is Shantras, you ask? Bueno, el Shantras es la capacidad de estar en paz contigo mismo. Y cuando hay un equilibrio entre la mente, el cuerpo y el espíritu. Por ejemplo, estar en un estado de felicidad, pasar tiempo con tus seres queridos, resolver un problema, etc.
You mean to say that Shantras is the ability to be at peace with yourself and when there is a balance between body, mind, and soul. For example, a state of happiness, spending quality time with your loved ones, resolving a problem, etc.
CSO.
Shringaras is one of the 9 rases or emotions depicted in the literary form. This emotion is a depiction of friendship, love, compassion, fear, jealousy, and many more such emotions. Today we will be enacting the story of Krishna and Sudama, which portrays some of these emotions.
You will be able to see jealousy in Sudama's wife's eyes as she grapples with poverty while Krishna lives in luxury. You will be able to see love and friendship between two friends, Krishna and Sudama, irrespective of their status in society. You will be able to see compassion when Krishna is a handful of rice with such love and wishes the best for his friend. You will see fear in the eyes of Sudama who hesitates to give his friend a small crisp puffed rice and also his inability to meet his wife's expectations.
Krishna and Sudama were the best of friends. They went to the same school, the same ashram, and they did everything together. But when Sudama found out Krishna was leaving, he was very sad. Years passed by. Sudama was a poor Brahmin who lived a modest life and was barely able to scrape through his daily needs. His wife was suffering too and always knew that Sudama's best friend was the great king of Dwarka, Krishna. One day, when Sudama was on his way home from the temple, his wife asked him,
Dear, how was the morning prayer?
"It was fine."
Sudama, we should have help from your childhood friend Krishna.
"I shouldn't do that. Asking help from my friend is wrong."
But we need to if we want to live a better life. Sudama's wife forced Sudama to go to seek help from Krishna, even though it was against Sudama's will.
"I'm hoping you will go seek help from your friend." "But what about the gods? They will not let a poor man like me into the palace. But if that is what you want, I will go. But I will not go empty-handed. So can you make some puffed rice for Krishna?" "Okay, I will make puffed rice for Krishna."
Then Sudama leaves the house and sets out for a journey to Krishna's palace. When he reached, the guards stopped him and said,
"We are gods of Dwarka. And where do you think you're going?" "I'm going to meet my friend Lord Krishna."
Ha 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 ha! Just look at you! Why would someone like you want to meet the king of Dwarka? The guards laughed at Sudama and made fun of him because he was not a royal. Then Krishna stepped in and said,
Don't
We are extremely sorry for treating you this way. The guards opened the gates and let both Krishna and Sudama in. Krishna escorts his best friend inside the palace with such love. Only a true friend would feel such emotions. They both settle down on a sofa and start chatting about their old days.
माझा प्रिय सुदामा, कसा आहेस तू?
मी मस्त आहे. तू कसा आहेस?
My lord, you have met your close friend after such a long time. He too has travelled a long distance to meet you. Why don't you first wash his feet and let him relax?
Okay. Krishna gently washes his friend's feet and wipes his feet like one would treat a person one has great reverence for. Sudama felt like a king with all the hospitality Krishna bestowed upon him.
आपका स्वागत है सुदामा जी.
धन्यवाद भाभी श्री. मित्र कृष्ण, तुम्हारे दर्श आए इस प्रेम का मैं सदा आभारी रहूंगा.
अरे मित्र, इसमें धन्यवाद कैसा? इतने समय पश्चात तुम्हारी सेवा करने का मौका मिला है.
Krishna gave his friend royal treatment and offered him the best of food and rest. Looking at all this love, Sudama felt ashamed to give Krishna the puffed rice he had brought as a gift. He thought that such a simple gift was not befit to be given to a king of Krishna's statue.
Sudama, my dear friend, what present have you got for me? Oh my God, puffed rice! Puffed rice is my favorite. This is the best present I've ever got.
Then Krishna ate the rice and Sudama was shocked. But Rukmini stopped him from eating the second time. My lord, eating one handful will bless Sudama not only in this life but the next. Eating a second hand will cause misfortune to you, me and Sudama's family not only in this life but the next. Besides, this is normal for you both. I've heard tales of you both stealing butter from the village maids. Well, here is some butter to relive your childhood memories.
Rukmani, I want Sudama to have a great life and I know just what to do.
Yes, my lord, but I urge you to be careful about this.
धन्यवाद कृष्ण, तुम्हारी अतिथि और सत्कार और प्रेम का मैं सदा आभारी रहूंगा. तुमसे मिलकर बहुत अच्छा लगा. मित्र, तुम जानते नहीं हो कि मैं तुम्हें देखकर कितना खुश हूँ. तुम्हें जीवन में कभी कोई कष्ट ना हो. मेरे मित्र ने मुझ पे इतना प्यार बरसाया कि मैं उससे मदद नहीं मांग सका. अब मैं अपनी पत्नी को क्या जवाब दूंगा?
Sudama went through a range of mixed emotions as he walked back home. His heart was filled with joy as he had met his old friend who acknowledged and treated him with such respect. But he was also worried as he thought he was unable to keep his promise he made to his wife. When Sudama reached outside his home, he saw a golden palace instead of his simple hut. His wife came out wearing a gorgeous sari and welcoming him to his palace. Sudama was very happy and grateful to have a friend like Krishna. Despite the status difference, Krishna treated his friend as an equal, and Sudama felt even more revered as he now knew that Krishna was indeed the true embodiment of all elements of Godhood.
It was a bright sunny morning, and Krishna, who lived in Gokul, was playing the flute, mesmerizing the people and animals all at once. One felt so much at home and relaxed.
सुंदर,
मधुर,
मनमोहक, यह बंसी तो हमारा कान्हा ही बजा रहा है. चलो सहेलियों, कान्हा के पास. आज हम कान्हा की बंसी पर नृत्य करेंगे.
that Krishna's flute took away all the pain. In old scriptures, there is a mention of gopis saying that once Krishna played the flute, they slept and walked to the forest of Vrindavan. His flute had the power to mesmerize them, and they followed it blindly. The most graceful dance of Krishna and the gopis was called Ras Leela. Every time Krishna played the flute, the gopis danced and played, but Krishna's heart was set on one named Radha. The other gopis were always jealous of the attention Krishna showered on Radha.
I can't stop dancing to this magic flute sound.
हे कान्हा, तुम्हारी बांसुरी तो अति मनमोहक है.
तुम्हारा मन साफ है ना, इसलिए तुम्हें मेरी बांसुरी की धुन मनभावन लगती है.
A few gopis wanted to see Radha's devotion for Krishna, so they asked her to drink boiling hot milk, saying that Krishna asked her to. Without saying anything, Radha gulped it all down.
करो गोरस का पान, कहे तुम्हारी गिरधर गोपाल.
करो गौरस का पान, कहे है तुम्हारे गिरिधर गोपाल. All the gopis were surprised seeing Radha having hot boiling milk.
भैया, राधा ने boiling hot milk.
Oh Giridhar Gopal, I drank boiling hot milk. Hey Giridhar Gopal, I drank boiling hot milk.
Looking at Radha's love and devotion, Lord Krishna appears divinely. भक्त की भक्ति और प्रेम से हम हर दिन होते हैं प्रसन्न. उनकी पीड़ा और उनके दुख को हम करते हैं छिन्न विच्छिन्न.
Krishna's love for Radha knew no boundaries, and seeing her in pain with all those blisters, he felt really very hurt. He took away all the blisters with a touch of her hand and transferred the pain upon himself. It was indeed true love and friendship. Through this we realize that one will move mountains to care about the one person they love the most, and that is what makes Shringara so attractive.
हमारा जीवन अनेक भावों से भरा हुआ है. कभी माँ की वात्सल्य से हम ओतप्रोत हो जाते हैं, तो कभी ईश्वर की भक्ति में हम भावाविभोर हो जाते हैं. कभी हम किसी की पीड़ा देखकर करुणा दिखाते हैं, तो कभी किसी पर होते अत्याचार को देखकर रौद्र भावों को व्यक्त करते हैं. इन्हीं भावों को साहित्य में रस कहा जाता है, अर्थात भावों की अनुभूति को रस कहा जाता है. साहित्य में मनुष्य की इन्हीं भावों को 9 रसों में प्रदर्शित किया है. हम 5वीं कक्षा के विद्यार्थी इतने भाग्यवान हैं कि लिटरेचर अप्रिसिएशन वीक के इस अवसर पर हम 9 रसों में से श्रृंगार रस की अनुभूति आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं.
Krishna is so beautiful and great. He has a vision which will never fade. He always shines like a light. He's the one who banishes fright. He always has a brave face and has a divine gaze. He's the blue-bodied Lord, and he's so well adored. Krishna is a friend for all. He heads to everyone's call. Radha in his heart, while Sudama and he are never apart.
Krishna has an open mind. To his friends he's so very kind. He charms everyone, and with his help a ton can be done.
Krishna is a powerful God. He can make your wish come true with one nod. He can make people applaud and is the attractive Almighty Lord. Let's tell you the secret of why Krishna isn't tame. Because he had strength, wealth, knowledge and fame. He had support and wealth. He is known worldwide for his beauty and strength.
Part of amazing fitness. Of books and all filled with methods. He shines so brightly with beauty. He's amazing, he's so pretty and witty.
Krishna is known for his peacock feather. He is known as the flute bearer. His blue skin radiates kindness. He supplies a bucket of happiness.
He has more knowledge than Earth herself. Thousands and thousands of books scatter his shelves. All of us rely on Krishna, from the humans to the pandas. All of us rely on Krishna. All of us rely on Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama.
आज हम जो नाट्य आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करने जा रहे हैं वो सम्राट अशोक के जीवन पर आधारित है। लिटरेचर अप्रिसिएशन वीक के चलते हमें 9 रसों में से 2 रसों को पेश करने का मौका मिला, श्रृंगार रस और शांत रस। भावों की अनुभूति को रस कहते हैं। सम्राट अशोक का जीवन श्रृंगार रस से शुरू होता है,
जहाँ वे एक राजसीय जीवन में पले बड़े और अनगिनत ऐशो आराम का जीवन जिया, तरक्की हासिल की, परंतु कलिंग के युद्ध ने उनके जीवन को एक नया लक्ष्य दिया और लक्ष्य मृत शरीरों को पड़ा देखकर उन्हें विभत्सा रस की अनुभूति हुई। जब उनकी भेंट निग्रोध नामक एक बुद्ध भिक्षु से हुई, तब ये विभत्सा रस शांत रस में परिवर्तित हो गया और उन्होंने धम्मा के पार का चुनाव किया।
Many years ago, around 268 to 232 BC, ruled a great king named Ashoka, whose vast modern empire extended across the desert of Afghanistan to the foothills of Deccan. He ruled his lands with an iron fist that almost encompassed all the India, but he had one desire, in his rule, and that was to win Kali. His gigantic army marched with his generals, and he himself wielded the sword to what we see as the biggest massacre of all times, which took the lives of thousands.
In this scene, we see Ashoka in his glory, but don't miss the arrogance and pride he had about his possession and his position.
मैं इस दुनिया का सर्वश्रेष्ठ सम्राट हूँ और कोई भी मेरा सामना नहीं कर सकता। हा 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 हा।
The army was fighting fiercely with the people of Kalinga, but the Kalingian warriors fought back with equal might. The field was filled with bloodstorms, deadening the brown earth. The loud cries of swords clashing with each other was the only sound that resonated through the battlefield.
Samrat, we have lost 121 people in the battalion at the retreat.
तो क्या हुआ? तलवार का काम है युद्ध जीतना और मुझे किसी भी हाल में कालीन चाहिए।
But Samrat, the Kalingian warriors have crossed our front defense.
I knew taking Kalin was never going to be easy, but I will persevere.
This war had caused nothing but pain, misery, and sadness.
She sees Ashok walk into the battlefield and questions him on the brutalities he has committed.
Swami, wake up! Wake up! You can't leave me and your two children alone to fend ourselves in a world which is run by an arrogant Samrat who only cares for his victory alone and has no ounce of compassion for his people. युद्ध करो तो मैंने काय मिळाले तुम्ही आयुष्यभर काय केलं आहे? Hey, how dare you talk to the Samrat like that? Apologize to him at once or be prepared to face the consequences.
ठहर जाओ।
The horrific sight of the battlefield and the wailing of the women and children melted the ice-cold heart of the famed monstrous king who only cared about his victories. For the first time in his life, he was questioning his own decisions. He was forced to turn inwards and find the true meaning of his life.
ये मैंने क्या कर दिया? क्या मेरे जीवन का बस इतना ही महत्व है? क्या जीती है सब कुछ इस जीवन में? इन लोगों की चीख पुकार मुझसे बर्दाश्त नहीं हो रही है।
He later came across a legendary Buddhist monk named Negro who was actually Sushim's son. Sushim was Bindusara's second son and the heir to the Mauryan Empire after Ashok. Ashok, in a fit of rage and his desire to take the throne, had slaughtered his own uncle, Sushim's father. Despite his atrocities, Negro's eyes reflected no sorrow or anger for him. He had forgiven Ashok. This moved Ashok deeply and changed his perspective towards life, as he had found a way to redemption.
तुम्हारे मुख पर इतनी शांति क्यों है? क्या तुम मुझ पर क्रोधित नहीं हो? तुम्हारे मुख पर ये कैसा तेज है जो मुझे असंतुलित कर रहा है? ये क्या मैं तुम्हारी अवस्था कभी प्राप्त कर सकता हूँ?
हाँ अवश्य, कभी अपने मन के भीतर झांको और अपने आप को पहचानो। अपने कुकर्मों का पश्चाताप दिल से करो। भगवान बुद्ध की शरण में आ जाओ।
After his conversation with Negro, Ashoka embarrassed the path and sense of Buddhism. He changed his way and led a violence-free and peaceful life. He erected many stone pillars and rocks engraved with Buddhist teaching. He advised his subjects to follow the path of Dhamma. Dhamma means to uphold the laws of Buddhism and the universe, and that is what he did. He set up a ministry to see Buddhism spread across his lands and foreign lands too. He professed respect for all religions and kindness towards everyone, including animals, and stopped their unnecessary killing. He had trees planted and built wells for the travelers. He also apologized to his people for all his wrongdoings, and there came to be known as Dhamma Ashok.
Shantras denotes peace. Come join me to meditate and accept yourself just as you are. Let's find